Welcome, everybody. We've got a big one here as we have former King of the Desert champion, former multiple King of the Desert champions, I believe, Viper. King of the Desert tournament started many, many years ago, of course, and it's a legendary tournament that focuses on open generations of Arabia. And we've got the Viper here playing as the Japanese. Now, there are not many players who pick yellow when they play in tournaments. But the list goes Viper, maybe Mihai, and then Classicpro. Classicpro always plays as yellow as well. So I don't know if there was any arguments about this. I don't know if Viper hosted the lobby so he could steal yellow first. Like maybe Viper was 5 minutes earlier to the set so he could get his yellow. But it is actually rare for me to see Classicpro in anything other than yellow. Classicpro's really good player. I always say he's underrated. Will he be able to take down Viper today? Viper, while he has won before, I wouldn't say he is the favorite to win this tournament. That would be Hera right now. And I'm always curious with Viper. I feel the consistency isn't necessarily there like it used to be. How aggressive is he going to be? Viper's my favorite, though. I think Viper, my favorite to win this set, that is. He also has a lot of experience against Classicpro. I think that weighs heavily on someone's mind. And maybe in Classicpro's mind as well. So, I'm not switching Classicpro to yellow, guys. Really? Is this what you want? Are you happy now? Are you happy? They both have their color. The joke's out of the way. Everyone laughs. Everyone appreciates it. 25% of people are annoyed. Perfect. Okay, we're changing them back. Can you imagine having to cast like that? That would be crazy. So, Koreans-Japanese is a matchup I think is pretty good for Koreans. The Japanese have the early flexibility with the cheap lumber camps and mills. But where Japanese tend to struggle if they're up against civs that can stop the infantry and ranged unit follow-up. And Koreans have great range units. So, they've got great range units. They get free armor upgrades. It's also cheaper to make some of their range units. So, I don't know if this means that we'll necessarily see an opening of just range units from Classicpro. He's already got a barracks. So he'll be thinking about a Drush or Man-at-Arms, but I like the Koreans here. Japanese tend to struggle against civs that match what they do and do it a little bit better. So like Japanese Britons could be a matchup that's tough for them too, right? Extra range on the archers, Warwolf Trebs instead of Katsuparuto, cheaper town centers. Japanese don't have that discount. But yeah, Classicpro is really fast. And I think while it is a bit of a meme, it is also a meme that is rooted in truth with Viper. Sometimes the first game of the day can be kind of slow, lack a little bit of an edge for him. So let's see. Berries are very awkward and on the front for Viper. He's completed his barracks. He'll be clicking up. And before Classicpro clicks up, he's going to make the militia here. So it's a little pre-mill barracks. Pre-mill drush. Unfortunately, we'll run directly into a lion. So that's always annoying. Probably should have kept his scout back. But whatever, just lost a little bit of HP. Use the hill. Classicpro looking for Viper now. See what he can find. And Viper will be looking for Classicpro and knows that he's around here somewhere. Berries are on the front for both players. Golds are pretty safe. Viper's got his gold in the back. Yeah, his berries are on the front. And even if Classicpro could engage against this militia, this would be good. See, Viper's scouting the back of the base. He's not scouting the front of the base. So he didn't actually know about this. But, you know, while Viper doesn't have his scout, he is making a third militia. He does have the Vil. And he is Japanese. Viper has a decision to make. Does he chase this army? Or does he move forward? I would just move forward. Like the way he built his mining camp actually keeps the villagers safe. That is kind of walled, even though you can't tell it is. The wood line, he still has time to preemptively wall if he feels he needs to. So important when you're going for Viper's build that you just simply march forward and you do not chase this. And I like this from Viper. Guys, he's preemptively walling. Classicpro's in trouble. Classicpro's in trouble. Can be so damn frustrating with Viper. He will, because of his quick walling ability, he won't play the game normally. So he seems like he's in good shape right now. It's kind of a basic thing, but I don't always know if I'm going to see it. Archer range follow-up from Viper. We've got 4 Man-at-Arms with Japanese. Classicpro is going to lose this house instantly. Japanese are crazy, man. Look at this. Goodbye, house. See ya. It's exactly what you want of your Viper. Just immediately, lots of aggression, and Classicpro is going to have to react. I think the Palisade will go down, too. Classicpro? I don't want to be rude, but did he drop? He didn't really react. Oh, God. Oof. Yikes. I really am not sure. To me, it almost looked like, he was distracted by something, but like I don't know what it was. Now, that Palisade maybe goes down anyways to Arson, and maybe he loses the Vills anyways. But sometimes you'll see players try and repair there, or place a stone wall, or delete their mill and run away. Viper with a perfect start. Feudal Age Arson is one of my favorite additions to the game. And with Japanese, you go through building so quickly, guys. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. House is down already. You can't just repair your house against this build. This is crazy, dude. It's exactly what the Japanese need, too. This is their timing advantage. The infantry and the cheap buildings early. Later, this becomes a problem. I mean, this house is being built. It might not stay up for very long. Classicpro will need to immediately repair this. And, oh, God. The Man-at-Arms are destroying the villagers, and lots of villagers are dying, and the whole wood line is dead, and we might see a GG here. We just might see a GG here. Wow. Crazy. Shocking, actually, that the GG is called. Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. I forgot to remove the fast forward, and there's a spec delay. Damn, that was crazy, dude. That was crazy damage from Viper. Usually, the Man-at-Arms maybe do a little bit of the work, and then it's the Archer and Skirm follow-up that finishes it. But that was so good. Classicpro, imagine how he's feeling right now after that. I mean, it's a 13-minute game. He's going to have to turn this around very quickly in the second game. Sick. I love the killer timings from Viper. I love the defensive play. I love how he didn't chase the drush. And Classicpro probably needs to remember, you can't drush this guy. Like, I think you could drush, you can Man-at-Arm rush Viper, but Viper will Vil fight you back. Viper will quick wall. Like, 2 Militia in Dark Age is not a good play against Viper, in my opinion, because that's never anything he's ever worried about. Other players get concerned. But yeah, Viper just stomps him. Just absolutely stomps him. GG. I'll fix the speed for the next games. My bad, but that was already pretty bad. Game number 2. We're somehow behind. I don't know how, because the dashboard just said they're in the game. So maybe the dashboard was bugged. I am going to catch up to live time here. It must have been a bug. Looks like we haven't missed that much. We got Classicpro playing as the Shu. And we've got Viper going for the Hindustanis here. So this is one of the top picks here for Classicpro. The Civ was recently nerfed. So had he played it last week, it would have been stronger. They nerfed the amount of food income you get when you bring in wood. So players won't have as much experience. I mean, with this nerf, it still should be pretty strong. My assessment was that it was like way over the top before. Might be just about right now. And Classicpro sending enough villagers to wood where I'm thinking he might consider a barracks here to go for Man-at-Arms. Viper. Oh, Viper's going to Phosphoroo. So my hope on Monday is that... Wait a second. No, he's not. What was that? Freaking Viper. Was he doing that to get me excited? He was definitely going to the stone with 2 Vils. Anyways, Viper's been experimenting with some of the fast castle strats. And he did it with Bengalis in his first rounds. And game 1 was pretty convincing. So if he considers this a risk, he might try it again. He is going to try it again. Okay. So he's going to attempt Fast Castle Golems. And Meta is going to be coming from Classic Pro on the other side. Now, here's the beauty of this. Viper doing this is awesome because Viper's so good at standard play. Right? With a player like Phosphoru, he can't play standard. And so you just know what's coming and you adapt your whole strategy to beat it. But when you're just against Viper, you don't expect this. Unless he plays a certain civ. Oh my god, Viper has been lamed by the goats. The goats will never be found. It's actually a really big deal. That is a really big deal with this strat. You're going Fast Castle, you need the food. And he can't see them. It's not really his fault. He's just extremely unlucky. He needs that 200 food right there, guys. Classic Pro is going for scouts. No, he's going for archers. Okay, going for archer builds. And he will not see the stone back there, which is important. The Viper's still looking for those goats, has not found them. And so he will be out of food underneath the TC pretty quickly. Viper doesn't know what the opening is for Classic Pro, so he's preemptively walling because this could be, as the goats get found, this could be Man-at-Arms. Now, I have been a little bit critical of Viper's builds with this because I feel as though he adds too much eco, and he's not happy to idle his TCs when necessary. This would be a situation where you have to idle your TCs. Because you need the food for the next stage, right? The Viper scouts on the front. Viper sees the spear. Archers are on the way. Just those 2 sheep would have been so helpful for Viper. He just missed them. Market goes up. See, now I think Classic Pro knows something's up. He didn't actually see the stone, but he hasn't seen Viper up for a very long time. You don't really change your strat too much. You still want to get your archers forward as quickly as possible. Archers are actually really good against this because you can fight over top the walls. And Viper is idling his TC, which is the right play. He'll have the food. You'll sell a little bit of stone. May also sell... He might sell 100 stone, 100 wood. I think that's what Phosphor would do. And that's what Viper does. And then he drops off. Viper's up. This is really good, guys. This is really good. I have watched an embarrassing number of these builds. I don't know if there's a lot you could call me the expert in, but I think with this strat, I'm in the conversation. I have another video coming out on this stuff soon. I think Classic Pro is confused, but he's just looking for whatever damage he can do. Tower behind the wood line is not necessarily horrible, but I could tell you what Phosphor would do against this is he would plan on a castle that would just shoot this down. Viper's going to need gold. You need to build a castle in a position that protects your gold. Villager for Viper. Weak. It's being focused down right now. I think this villager will eventually die because there's archers. The Viper scout attacking the archers here. And will snipe an archer. That's not bad. But his palisade goes down. No, it doesn't. All right, Viper, where's the castle go? The thing is, golems are really good against archers. Viper's brought another vill to save the day. That's so risky. You could lose 2 now. That's so risky. That's so risky. That's so risky. That's so risky. There's now 2 weak vills here. There's no way, right? There's no way. Yeah, he just loses 2 vills. He should have just let that one villager die. Yeah, he's going to lose that villager. Well, maybe. Hold on. Well, yeah, now you just let her die? Let her die before, bro. Okay, Viper's going to build his castle. He wants to be able to take a gold here. The archers are in here for Classic Pro. And there's the castle. Oh, wait, the follow-up was so late for Classic Pro. The fact that he sat at home with his archers this whole time is very old school. It's very normal game. But all those archers need to be forward, applying pressure. And how many times has Classicpro faced this crap? Probably not a lot. Phosphor terrorizes me all the time, but Classicpro's not playing at the same time. And Classicpro's a bit higher elo. Classicpro wants that villager and gets it, and it castles up. This is very winnable for Viper. Very, very winnable. Because he's got some food income. Looks like he found his goats. Golems are great against archers. Now, your base Pierce Armor is 3. So you really need to get the first armor upgrade. Because then you're at 4. And these archers will only do 1 damage a hit. To someone saying, what is Phosphor? It's fast castle into unique unit. I have like dozens of videos on it on my channel. Many different civs. It's high risk, high reward, fast castling. But it's basically established enough where it has a name now. I think the guys earned that. And credit to Viper. For a long time, he was saying, you know, these strats are so bad. And then he tried them and faced up against them and has really been doing well with them. Yeah, the Golems are going to wreck these archers now. Just wreck them. It's not even close. It's so good against archer civs. I don't know if Viper expected it. Like, maybe he wanted to play standard with the Hindustanis, and then he saw he was up against Shu and felt like it was a natural play. Because you could play into camels against the Cav civ with the Hindustanis. Now, Phosphor would have an immediate siege follow-up. The siege workshop would be on the face. Viper's more of the eco side, so I think Viper's going to relax. I think he's going to try and just boom now. I don't expect the siege follow-up. This is a lot of pressure for Classicpro to deal with. But Classicpro is walled. And Classicpro will continue to make archers because it's the only military building he has. Probably will want to stable at some point to make a couple Heguangs against the Golems, but not a unit that is really all that strong long-term for the Shu. Oh, weak villager for Viper. Just went to the wood line before the tower went down. Almost died. 1 HP. I think it was 2 HP or something. And Viper's in? Oh, God. Viper's in. How? How did he get in? Oh, and he's in over here as well and killed a villager. Oh, disaster for Classicpro. The Viper speedrun continues. Oh, house goes down. The Golems are in again. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, this is crazy damage. Look, the villager through the corners getting attacked over there. And Viper's got more Golems coming. 14 Golems on the way. And his eco balance is good. He's got farms. He's got the gold. He's got the wood. It's just such a good unit. And he's been able to break in 2 different areas. Oh, man. And it's easy to say it's a throw from Classicpro, but this is like a really strong unit to have 13, 14, 15 minutes into the game. It's a lot of work to keep this out. You make one mistake and you get completely overrun. So it's just full credit to Viper. This series has just been finding all the great timings. Infantry fans are loving this one. He's just got way too many units to deal with here. They take down buildings really quickly. They're also not a very expensive unit compared to a lot of different units. And they're fast. Like, this unit skips over the main weaknesses of infantry. Usually infantry is slow, and it's not good against archers. Now, this is fast, and it's good against archers. And the Shu only usually use archers. That villager was coming home from the front. That villager will die. Classicpro probably feels so flexed on right now. It's not a flex. It's a legit strat. But, I mean, a player of Classicpro's caliber might still feel like, how is this happening to me? There are some Heguang out now. Vil count still higher for Classicpro. Still collected way more in resources than Viper has. Also has a monk to get some conversions and maybe heal up, but the mining camp has to be deleted. The houses have gone down, and just not enough in time to save these villagers for Classicpro. He was about to address this, but there's so many Golems, dude. It's non-stop spam. It never ends. He's got 26 of them. Guys, like, these strats are legit. It's not just, like, one player YOLO in this stuff. You put it in the hands of someone who's already crazy talented. This stuff is ridiculous. The flood is insane. And I think it's over. It's got to be over. He's got nothing. You can't make anything to beat this many golems. So well played for Viper. He was down the sheep as well. Now, Classicpro's... The thing for Classicpro that he will regret is the archer staying at home. Now, it's important to note that that is pretty common. Like, usually, what you do is you send your initial archers forward, you poke, you do some damage, and you wait. And, like, common occurrence for most Arabia players is they sit at home, they wall, and the follow-up doesn't happen. But that's just a complete misread. I don't think he expected the castle because he didn't see the stone. Like, these vills need to be forward. Now, I know, you guys know, if you've watched the videos, this castle is going to be on a gold. Look where the golds are. Like, the golds are all out here, and these archers sat home. So that's got to be moving forward, and that, you know, he just didn't have the experience. But that's just not something you expect from the Viper here if you're Classicpro. Yeah, the archers got here too late. Viper lost only one villager building this castle. That could have been 5, 6, 7 vills. The castle could have got denied, like, and then those archers were all essentially a waste. So, yeah, crazy stuff. Viper, 2 pretty convincing victories. Classicpro probably feels like he hasn't been able to play yet. Like, it's a horrible feeling. You feel like you haven't been able to do anything that you wanted to do yet, which just sucks. So, let's see if he can do it next. Alrighty. So, game 3, Viper has dominated so far with some masterpieces. He's gone for the Huns. And you guys know what I think about the Huns. I don't even need to tell you, but I'm going to tell you anyways. One of my favorite civs ever. So fun to watch this civ play, particularly on open maps. Maps these days aren't as open. There's not as much potential for damage. There's not as much benefit to army. This generation, though, could be pretty good for some of that Hun spam. So, Viper, very familiar with this civ. He's got a weird base, though. Like, look at his wood lines. All 3 of his wood lines, I think players are supposed to have 3. They're all along the front. And so you look at this, and if you're an arena player, you're like, oh my god, I can wall. I can wall between my wood lines. My base is overpowered. And you know what the Arabia players say? They say the same thing. They say, oh my god, I can wall. I can wall between the wood lines. But then you have this situation where if you play too defensive, your wood lines are all rangeable by archers, and it becomes a real problem. So I find that these bases are actually worse than Classicpro's base. Because I guess Classicpro's wood lines are all kind of rangeable too, if you think about it, but it actually just feels more awkward than anything to have a base like Viper's. Now, Viper is known for building docks on Arabia. I really hope he doesn't find this pond, because I could see it. He's up 2-0. He's probably feeling pretty good. He knows there's lots of viewers. He's here to entertain. If he were to build a dock on this pond and try and fish boom, that would be ridiculous. There's no fish there. That's not what it's meant for. But yeah, I don't think he will find it, so and we probably won't see that. Viper sending 4 to wood, which tells me that he might want to go infantry first. And maybe he wants to go for man-at-arms here against Classicpro. Classicpro usually would skip the barracks, go for a fast archer range or a fast stable with Khmer. Bambi says, were the last 2 games close? Not really. They're definitely worth the watch, but they have not been very close. Viper has been extremely aggressive, and I've yet to see Classicpro have the type of game he wants. Like, he wants to open in Feudal Age, adapt. Game 1 got smashed in the face. Game 2, castle went up, and everything fell apart. So it should not be that easy to beat Classicpro. It really shouldn't. Douglas, thanks for the 5 months, man. Foreseen Cal, thank you. Schmog, thank you. We should have the ads out of the way, guys, so you shouldn't have any during this game. The Viper, in old school days, would actually go maybe Drushfast Castle on the map generation like this because of the wall potential, but that's still so much to wall. Barracks is up, though. So I think we'll see some militia from him. And Classic Pro should click up here soon. Feel like you could easily justify 18 pop here. But if you're not going to go 18 pop with Loom, you might go 19 pop no Loom if you're Classic Pro. Obviously very risky with what we're seeing on the other side with militia coming forward, but you can always hop inside houses with Khmer. Again, though, that's a bonus that's a good bonus. Like, you can't factor in just being in houses and having that be okay forever because your villagers still aren't working, so. Yeah, Classic Pro is not getting Loom. And Viper's coming forward. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. It's a calculated risk. Huns never drush. They always go for scouts or something. And if Viper finds that... Oh, God. The house is over here. Oh, no. Where's Viper's scout going to go? What's the plan? Does he see this immediately? Oh, God, man. He's going to find... Oh, no. Oh, no. No, Loom. Loom is in queue. He'll start researching it in a minute. Viper didn't actually see the wood line, though. That's a big deal. I'm surprised he didn't look to see what's here. Because if someone's building a house there, the wood line's normally there. Oh, Viper baits the TC garrison. What? Why is Viper not checking there? That's crazy. I think Classic Pro will be fine here. That's really odd. Like, why would there be two houses out here if there's not a wood line here? And there always is. I feel like that's it. I mean, but I'm up here. I'm up here. Classic Pro will be fine because he wants to kill Viper's scout, and now he sees the militia. He's got enough time for some walls or to just wait for Loom. He will go for the stable. So we'll see whether or not Viper's militia strategy is going to pay off here. He just gets a little bit of harassment, a little bit of control, but it's really nothing major. He just completely missed the area he needed to hit. And so for the first time in the series, Classic Pro is not going to be immediately under crazy pressure. He'll be able to show us what people get hyped about with him. And army's on the way. Viper's not making any additional militia. I'd like to see Viper go for some small walls around the wood line. You cannot house wall when the times get tough. But yeah, now Viper will see the wood line, and he's like, oh. Yeah, this should be no problem. Viper will probably end up losing this. He knows it. He really wants to save the scout, though. You'll lose the militia. That's fine. You do not want that scout to get sniped. In 10 seconds, he'll have the same speed as Classic Pro, so he might be able to get away. Should probably make a run for it right now. But he's going to take the fight. And now he can make a run for it. Feels like double range from Viper here. Oh, man. I'm getting some weird flashbacks here from like 2014, 2015. I'm so old, dude. I've spent so much of my time on this game. So, okay, Viper loses the scout and the militia. What I'm remembering, Viper won't do. But there was a time where the game was just too easy for Viper. And he wasn't as active. So, like, Viper wasn't active. Doubt wasn't active. He would occasionally show up. And if Viper showed up to play, everyone would freak out, right? And when he came back at this one period of time, he would intentionally leave gaps everywhere. And he would never wall a single time. Never. Now, you shouldn't be doing that crap. That's crazy quick walls. But yeah, it was never any walls. And intentionally, buildings would never be up against each other to wall. They would have one tile gaps. Always. I remember a game, if you want to really search for one, where I think he did this. It was Viper versus QL Rook, who's an old Chilean player. The videos are out there. But yeah, Viper has to wall. Like, you can't be trolling against Classic Pro. He gets the walls up last second, but he gets them up perfectly. Makes it look easy. If someone does the partially built walls against me, I feel like they're flexing. It's just a show of confidence, you know? To not even fully build the walls. Like, I don't have the APM to be able to do that crap. Like, that's really annoying for me to have to manage that. And Viper's just going to take his time. Now, his follow-up army is rather important. He's moving forward. Classic Pro wants an archery range here And Classic Pro's going to get that. That shouldn't be a problem. He'll be completely walled from what I can see. He can play into skirms. This is good for Classic Pro. Viper's base is still open for damage. He might not have lost anything, but the eco is looking amazing for Classic Pro. A couple skirms and Classic Pro's fine. Viper's archers did not get forward. They just chased these scouts. That's exactly what Classic Pro would want in this situation. Someone says, go to bed, Grandpa. Fine. All right. I'll go to bed. Is that what you want? It's a weekend. I could be napping like you guys are probably going to do to one of my casts later on. Let's be real. Viper's got the army. Can he do anything with the army? Walls were deleted here. Has to quickly replace them. And Viper doesn't have the time for it. And Viper's greed, Viper's wall strat, whatever you want to call it, is just getting completely punished here. Loses 1, loses 2, will lose 3. And, I mean, he's going to lose 4 as well. What on earth is happening here, man? Again, the Drush didn't find the right position. Classic Pro has found amazing damage. And Classic Pro's got skirms around. Classic Pro just wrecking Viper there. 5 villager kills. Viper's army just won't do enough. If there was a hole, that would be devastating. But there's no holes. Skirms are out. Viper's got 14 archers that he can't necessarily get kills with. Viper can obviously lose this game and still be fine in the series. But, it could give Classic Pro some confidence. And Classic Pro's probably got some tricks in store for the series yet. That was a little sloppy from Classic Pro. Loses a villager. But there are a lot of things happening right now. He's still only on 1 archer range skirmishers against 16 archers from Viper all coming forward. And now that armor's in, it should be really tough for Viper to do a lot against the skirms. And Classic Pro's fine. And Classic Pro can defend on this side. Classic Pro can think about Castle Age. Viper is adding scouts. Now in an open game, when no one is walled, the scout addition is great against skirms. But if the skirms never move out and they sit behind the walls, it's not so good. So I'm curious to see what Viper's game plan is here. It feels like this isn't going to be a very easy situation for him. Right now, he's just trying to out-micro the skirms. And Classic Pro's Weakville on the farm will have to leave. And Classic Pro's on the way up. Viper nowhere near. Now, if Viper can keep this army alive in Castle Age, it's a really strong army then. But in Feudal Age, it's kind of tough. Classic Pro just needs to relax, just needs to defend, just needs to chill. He does not know about the scout follow-up, so he might get greedy. It's not really greed. Based on what he sees, he should move out for this. But if he does this, he could lose all of his skirms. Yeah, I mean, that's such a good find, though. You have to chase this down, right? Yeah, that's so good for Classic Pro. He's immediately running forward after each volley. Should get one more. And might get one more, and then he has a chance to back up. Yeah, he's going to see the scouts and back up. Viper's archers over here. They weren't able to find another villager kill. They're still just harassing the walls. I don't think Classic Pro went too far here. I think he's still at a point where he can hold on, fall back to the town center. The scouts can't do a lot when he's behind the walls. Viper still pestering on this side too. Give Viper a lot of credit. Ever since he lost those vills, all his army's been forward, and he's done a great job. The Classic Pro's had to work really hard here. Viper's got a lot of army. And if the scouts run in and have the potential to harass, I mean, things could start to fall apart eventually. Been really consistent for Viper, and he's going to click up to Castle Age. He knows he needs to be aggressive. He'll sell his stone to click up. 2.5 minutes away, though, from clicking up. Or sorry, from making it to Castle. And the scouts run through. The scouts run through. Now, there's some weak skirms there. Viper kills 2 skirms with 1 attack. And there's also weak vills on every single wood line because of these little archer attacks. It's like all these vills have lost HP. They haven't died, but they're weak, and the scouts could get there. And Viper is now just going to run circles around. Now the crossbows for Classic Pro. That's his Castle Age opening. Now it needs to chase. Classic Pro had a villager go to that side. That villager dies. This villager's idle inside of the house. Oh, man. It's looking kind of rough for Classic Pro to keep up with this right now. Mystic Prism, welcome. He says, have you considered talking faster, T90? Because I usually watch you on YouTube at 1.5 times speed, and this sounds like you're really sleepy. I'm not speaking faster for you. I can't. I mean, I can, but I can't do it consistently. It'd be very bad. Thanks for showing up, but you're going to have to get used to me sounding sleepy. I can't help that. But I can relate, because when I watch videos, sometimes I use 1.5 times speed, and it's... Yeah, it's jarring, isn't it? All right, so finally, Classic Pro deals with some of the harassment. He's moving forward. Viper's about to be in Castle Age. Honestly, Viper's eco has been super efficient back at home. He's got 4 archer ranges. He's ready to fight. He has more archers than Classic Pro does crossbows. So he will upgrade this army and have a bigger number than Classic Pro does. And he might rush ballistics, and he might follow it up with cav archers, which is what the Huns are so good at. Nice micro from Classic Pro before the upgrades come in. Viper doesn't want to leave the hill. He might have needed to. He also... Did he cancel crossbow, or did he not click it? Maybe he canceled it because he knew he was going to lose his army. That was good for Classic Pro. It's not the end of the world for Viper. This is probably something he can deal with. But with no bloodlines, cav archers are not really that strong right now. He really needs to get bloodlines in. I'm assuming he'll get that upgrade soon. And yeah, Viper will clear this. I think canceling crossbow is a really smart move because it's not as cheap as it used to be. And then you can get bloodlines and armor and eco upgrades. The Viper with a nice little quick wall there. That'll be the only palisade that is on the screen right now for Viper. And Classic Pro will go Elite Skirm. But it takes time to master the skirms. So this Viper's... It's going to be a continuation of what we just saw. Viper pestering on the wood lines. Classic Pro playing defensive. I just love the Huns, man. It's so cool to see all the army. They have such a weakness in defense. But it's so fun to see someone just play full army like this. I just wonder what Viper will do now that the TC's up. This feels like Siege Workshop territory. Especially if your opponent's on skirms, a forward Siege Workshop would be killer here, and he will come for it. He'll build it on that hill. Classic Pro needs to fight for map control to prevent that from happening. And that's doable for him, because he has ballistics. Viper still doesn't have bloodlines. That is such a critical upgrade. Adds 20 HP to the cav archers and the knights. It's an upgrade Viper has clicked 1,000 times. I just think he's forgotten it here. And delaying this Siege Workshop is so important. Denying the Siege Workshop changes the game. And over here, Classic Pro's defending with skirms. Here, Classic Pro's still keeping the position, but Viper is still building it. Bloodlines is also one of those things that really just bothers me as a caster when someone doesn't get it. I don't know. Is there an upgrade that bothers you guys if someone doesn't have it when you're watching? I think chat's going to say horse collar. I feel like the average player is like, oh, he seeded so many farms without horse collar. Oh, double bit axe? Okay, well, yeah, double bit axe is huge. Loom? Okay. Murder holes? Yeah, ballistics too. I mean, Viper has that. It's just, the upgrades that are the worst are the upgrades that you just assume you have, and then you forget for a really long period of time. So Viper thinks he has bloodlines right now. And his units are just gonna melt so quickly. You only realize when you take a really bad fight. You know, Viper Siege isn't available at home. It's on the front. Monastery for Viper is gonna be denied. Maybe. Maybe. Will, 96%. And now the Siege Workshop will hit the TC. But Classic Pro should continue running to Viper's base. There's bloodlines for Viper now. But Viper doesn't have the siege here to deal with the skirms. This will be awkward. Maybe with a knight in there, you can take the fight. But no, the knight is the weakest knight you've seen. And it's full armor and attack upgrades for Classic Pro. But Classic Pro loses some vills on the wood line. Viper, just with the hill, is hoping he can take good enough fights there. Doesn't have a villager around to repair this, so a random knight could potentially snipe that. I like that Classic Pro's out as his own siege, and he's on 2 TCs, so his eco is flying right now. He'll lose his skirms on the front, but I like the value he got from that fight. Oh, and he also got the knight in on the gold. I like the value he got from that as well. Okay, Classic Pro is playing really well right now. But it's this never-ending cycle of him being behind in map control against Viper. And this town center is actually horrible, considering the siege workshop is here. That is a huge target for Viper to push. So now both the TCs are on the front. I would have loved the TC back here. Viper's actually camping that gold, though, so maybe that's been on his mind. There was a tournament years back. It was called... I think it was called... No Walls, Full Balls, or something? Or was it called No Balls, Lots of Walls? I forget. In this particular tournament, it was a no-wall tournament. You couldn't build any walls. And that's what Viper's trying to embrace right now. 6 archer range cav archers. Siege all around. This is so tough for Classic Pro. Forget what the villager count says, man. He's got to manage these fights. The vill count should translate into some army, and it's so tough when Hun cav archers are so cheap. And Viper also doesn't have to manage the economy. He doesn't have to micro his economy. He just micros the army. This is going to be so difficult for Classic Pro. And everywhere he goes, a lot of Viper's army is on a hill. Extremely difficult to defend against siege pushes when the siege is on a hill. Because you can't get the one shot if you connect. You need 2 volleys. Look at Classic Pro's perspective right now. He's down 2 games. He's got siege on both of his town centers. Viper is fully surrounding him. If we had to pause, a Classic Pro would give you his chances. What do you think the percentage would be? I don't think it would be very high. Viper takes the siege. Viper's got 4 mangonels now. Viper does know there's a siege workshop from Classic Pro on the left, so he might need to reposition. But nothing's popped out yet. Perfect micro from Viper. Perfect micro from Viper. Good micro from Classic Pro. There's another mangonel over here. Classic Pro gets the hit. Viper does too. Viper might use his CA against the mangonels now. Takes some big hits. But he takes one. This is crazy. There's only 1 siege workshop from Viper. Might see a second. And I would never add the TC because you don't want your focus to go away from the push. You win if you win this push. You lose if you don't. Oh, man, the micro from Viper, too good there. Classic Pro loses another mangonel. Oh, man, he could lose another one. TCs are soon going to go down. The TC on the right's going to be gone soon. TC on the left, I'm not so sure. See how Viper's on the hill now. Viper needs more repair villagers. He's got him forward. He's also going to build stables. He's also thinking about a night switch. Classic Pro from the hill again. Will Viper see it? Viper does, but he loses one. But he's almost taken this town center down now, too. And Classic Pro can't hop out with mangonels when the cav archers are here. They has to stay in the siege workshop. This is ridiculous, dude. This is ridiculous. Oh, it's a 1-for-1 there. Viper saves his siege here. Classic Pro's skirms will have problems. Classic Pro's woodline will have problems. Yeah, I say goodbye to 10 villagers there. This is before Viper sends knights out. This is crazy damage for the cav archers, but they might need to loop around. There's still skirms from Classic Pro. Viper's army needs to stay alive. He's got so much freaking army right now, Viper. 1 TC. No walls. And the second he gets knights, he can just take siege and skirms, right? Like, there's no army that can defend from knights for Classic Pro. The knights are the finishing blow here. This is so good from Viper. Yeah, the cav archers back away. The knights will chase down those skirms. Classic Pro will obviously see it, but I think it's all going to fall apart for him. He'll lose his siege here at the exact same time. Loses the mangonel. If Viper would just dive in, there's just not any army. for Classic Pro. He's got res, but he can't spend it fast enough. He's had so much idle time, so much investment into repairing TCs. Also, I think he sold a lot of his stone to get gold at various points, so he can't just drop a castle. Not that he could put it anywhere. The TC will go down for Classic Pro. Viper just runs in. Knights go for the siege as well. I think we'll see the GG call. Viper with the sweep. Amazing play from him here. Just so confident. I didn't think he could win this game. When he made so much Feudal Age army, lost 5 villagers. Didn't feel like he ever had a chance, but in Castle Age, that was just amazing. That was so well played. If anything, as painful as this series might have been, maybe that third game makes this a bit better for Classic Pro. Like, I think if you lose in the... you lose in the way you did the first 2 games, it leaves a real bitter taste in your mouth. But you lose this game and you're just like, yeah, Viper's playing incredible. But yeah, that was pretty sick to see. Viper's base was wide open. Maybe what Classic Pro needed was the occasional counterattack, but that aggression was something else. 34 seconds of TC idle time for Viper. Just tons of army. He made 66 cav archers, 28 archers, 11 knights. I think the third town center was a liability for Classic Pro. This TC is maybe what lost him the game. This was still going to be a tough game, but I think with this map, I would have loved to have seen a TC back here. But he didn't know the Siege Workshop was there. He actually saw a Mangonel, but he didn't know where the workshop was. This is a horrible TC considering that location. This is a safe area. Now, props to Viper. Viper had camped these cav archers on these golds, so maybe he would have spotted something like that. But, like, you patrol 2 units here, you kill that, and you can still TC in the back. But, yeah, Viper ends the game with 0 Palisade walls. He even deleted it. Viper's looking good. So, Viper moves into the round of 16. Classic Pro out. Classic Pro's a really good player, though. Happy to see him play. And Viper looked sharp.